Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. I am TJ Randolph, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell for all uploads or if and when I go live. All right, listen. On this channel, I talk about life lessons, things I've learned along my 57 years. And I happen to see this video I want to kind of talk to you about. But before I do that, growing up, there used to be a saying, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Meaning trying to, you see the Joneses and they seem like they have it all together, and you're comparing yourself to them. If it means you're going into debt because you see it and you like it and you want it and you want to live this lifestyle. And also, all that glitters is not gold, meaning the shiny jewels, handbags, vacations, all that is shiny. But is it live or Memorex? My old heads know what that means. Is it real or is it perpetrating fraud? Nowadays, you have influencers. One, everybody wants to be an influencer. Okay, that's first thing. Two, you see these influencers with, the lavish trips, the lavish clothes, handbags, jewels, places to live, cars, and you just look at your life and you think it ain't nothing compared to theirs. Now, I'm not going to act like I don't understand what that is, because growing up, again, I told you, I had very humble beginnings. People in my in my group seem to be more affluent and seem to have more things and all that kind of stuff, to include two-parent household. Okay. So I often compared myself when people had the latest cars, and in my time, they got their first cars at 16 and stuff like that, brand new cars. And my mom would quit telling me, quit comparing yourself. But again, we do that. Now with the internet, not only are you comparing yourself to your immediate circle, you're comparing yourself to the world. And that'll get you in some real trouble. Let's take a look.
True story, y'all. About 10 years ago, I was planning to host a women's conference in Atlanta. And I remember at the time I was following this woman on Instagram who, she just oozed fabulosity. She was always wearing designer clothes, had the expensive handbags, was always wearing the red bottom shoes, was taking pictures in expensive restaurants. And I was like, I want her to speak at my conference because I want her to inspire women to level up their life. Well, I got a chance to call her, and I was explaining my heart for the conference, and she said to me, Nona, I would love to do this, but I just got evicted from my apartment, and I'm actually staying with a friend and sleeping on their couch, and I don't know where I'm going to be at by the time of your conference. Y'all, I was shook, because that same morning, she posted a picture of herself standing in the middle of the street holding a Chanel bag showing off her red bottom shoes while she was sleeping on her friend's couch. And I realized in that moment that if we're not careful, we will end up comparing our reality to another person's fiction. And this is why I'm killing comparison, because too many of us are feeling like we don't measure up because the measuring stick that we're using isn't even real.
You heard what she said. We will end up comparing our reality to somebody else's fiction. Fiction, fantasy, falsehood, whatever you want to say. And like I said, I'm not saying I don't understand it, because I do, particularly when I was younger. And I also understand having misplaced priorities, because I've shared with you back in my day in the 80s and 90s, the handbag to have was a Louis Vuitton handbag. Hush, dude. And I spent part of my rent money to buy one. So, I have a few designer things here and there, but it is not I also have some Walmart stuff. I also have some thrift store stuff. As long as it look good. And I guess I get that from my mom because when I was trying to, pressing her for designer stuff when I was in high school, and she was never into that stuff. Ever. Still ain't. But you will and not only will you get yourself caught up, you will feel so bad about your existence. And because many of you, and I say you, particularly younger ones, have no coping mechanisms, have little resources, or don't know how to handle the ebbs and flows of life, and you think that it will never get any better, you will do some drastic things. I'm here to tell you it gets better. I'm here to tell you the things that I have, I work for, but that's another thing. Y'all want it now. Like that settlement commercial. I want my money now. You got to work for it. So again, I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, and what us old heads call, our seasoned heads, your mental Rolodex. What you are seeing, you don't know if it's real or not. Oh, I got another one. The trophy wife. Now, I'm not going to minimize her situation in any shape, form, or fashion, especially as it relates to her children. But I will tell you this, though. When she asked for a GoFundMe, okay, but she has this big A rock on her hand. They're on every other video. So my first thing is, why not pawn it, sell it, whatever? So that should signify to you all that the big rock she was showing you wasn't real. We want to have the look of success, but not the substance of it. Same thing with the woman who was on the street with her red bottoms and her Chanel. If your stuff is that high qual and authentic, sell it. So that either means it wasn't real and she couldn't sell it, okay? Or she placed value over purchasing these high-end material things as opposed to taking care of her rent, or buying a property that she would not be evicted out of, even if it was a condo. But to bring it to y'all like she got it all on lock, as y'all say. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Take that with you.